All right, you're live.
Okay. Notice is hereby given that a meeting of the Sandy Oaks Animal Control Advisory Committee.
Jennifer,
Yes.
before you start, first thing you want to do is announce the time that you're going to call the meeting to order.
Okay.
Okay.
So what time is it? The time is 6:32. And we're going to go ahead and start. Notice is hereby given that a meeting of the Sandy Oaks Animal Control Advisory Committee will be held Monday, April 12th, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. at the Sandy Oaks City Hall located at 4451 Hickory Haven, Sandy Oaks, Texas 78112, and by telephonic video conferencing for the purpose of considering the following agenda items. All agenda items are subject to action. In effort to advance the public health goal of limiting face-to-face meetings, also called social distancing, to slow the spread of coronavirus, there will be no in-person public access to the meeting. The public may participate in this meeting by using the link and meeting ID or by dialing into any of the following phone numbers. When requested, enter the meeting ID. The public will be permitted to offer public comments telephonically or by audio as provided by the agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting. Written comments may be submitted to the chairperson up to 2 hours before the meeting by emailing jpuente@cityofsandyoaks.com and will be provided to the committee for their consideration.
So then you move on to item 1.
So we're going to go on to item 1. We're not doing a quorum call. So I guess
we can do a quorum call just to acknowledge who is here. We will start with Julie Ramirez. I see her. I'm trying to ask her to unmute. No, I think I lost her. Let's see, can I unmute her? I cannot.
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Julie.
CJ Walker.
Here.
And Jennifer's here. We have myself and ACO Maldonado, and also Alderman Fillinger has joined the call as well. You do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Item number 2, citizens to be heard. No one has reached out to me letting me know that they wish to speak at today's meeting.
Okay.
Item number 3 is going to be introduction of the members. I am new to this position and fairly new to the city council. So I'm not aware of who everybody is. So I just wanted to go around and have everybody introduce themselves. I can start off with me. My name's Jennifer Puente. And I've been part of city council late, maybe September 2020, if I'm correct. And I look forward to working with you guys.
Oh, there's so much more to that, girl, but that's okay. We'll take
that. Who wants to go next?
I will. I'm Julie Ramirez. I have been a part of the committee since the beginning, and I'm happy to see it get going again. And welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you.
I'm CJ Walker, and I'm a former councilwoman and was formerly head of Acac for 2 years, 2 years, something like that.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I know.
Mr. Maldonado, you're up.
I'm Chris.
God, there's more to you than that.
Yeah, I'm the ACO. Been so for about 2 years. And yeah.
Yep. And Charles, I guess you're up next.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Charles, grumpy old man, alderman, mayor pro tem. I actually was on the animal Control Advisory Committee for a short period of time. You know, I'm just nosy and active in all the city business.
And Michelle is joining us now. I don't know if she's actually on yet or not. But for those of you who don't know who I am, shame on you. No, I'm kidding. I called to have this specific committee put together early on because, as everyone knows here, and I know ACO Maldonado can speak very clearly to this, this is a huge task. It's not something that can be undertaken by one person. It takes support from a number of people to make this happen. So everyone who has been involved with this committee has brought something to the table, whether it be resources for rescues, ideas for how to manage the animals, just a wealth of knowledge. And really, I think the thing that has really impressed me from the beginning is just the care and compassion of the members for the animals, because we all know it's not an animal problem, it's a people problem. And unfortunately, the animals suffer. So anyway, working with the group, it's been a lot of work. Some things we've been able to accomplish, some things we still talk about, and one day I hope that they come true. Michelle, are you with us? Hello, Michelle.
Okay.
We're doing introductions, so you're up.
What do you mean I'm up? I'm just Michelle Hessler.
So you've never met Jennifer.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So we're just introducing ourselves.
Okay. I'm Michelle Hessler. I have two daughters, so you'll probably hear them. They're little heathens right now, so you'll hear them in the background.
And when are you due?
Oh, next month.
Oh my goodness, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's crazy. Michelle is, Michelle does some rescue, I'm sorry, some foster for the city. She is instrumental in coordinating our mobile vet clinics and has been a member of ACAC, I think, from the beginning as well. Yeah, and so, you know, a great resource. I understand she's also Flora's best friend.
Oh no. Wow.
Sorry, I throw a little
Oh, I
humor in
shouldn't be
there.
laughing.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay, so
Well,
we're done with that one.
Nice to meet everyone. The next item is going to be announcements. The first announcement is going to be Penny Paws. They'll be at the park they'll be at the park April 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that is the same day as market days, as I understand. So we'll be set up underneath the canopy pavilion area.
And before you move on that, Michelle, can you confirm that Penny Paws is firm for the third Saturday of every month?
Okay.
Okay, because that's what we're pushing. And I mean, we're committed to that if they are committed as well.
Yeah, I think that they've been pretty I think that's what they've always that's what they've always had, was the third Saturday of the month. They just stopped because of the whole COVID stuff, and then wintertime they don't really get that many people out there.
All right, Jennifer, go ahead.
Okay, so then next item is going to be 4B, newsletter ideas. So we do put out is it a quarterly, Mickey, newsletter?
Well, I haven't put one out yet. It's been a while. The intent is to be quarterly, and I have a plan of action on how to make that happen. But one of the nice things is we're not going to be sending out printed copies through the mail. Everything will be in a digital format. And then the notification that the newsletter is available will be sent by Nixle and through the standard, whatever social media channels we have. So it gives us more flexibility than we had in the past, because when we're doing a printed version, we had to limit the amount of stuff that was on there in order to stay within budget. But with a digital format, we don't have that limitation. So I know that there were a number of items that the committee had wanted to submit about like different vaccines, why it's important to have a vaccine, what's the current, like we had a real issue with parvo for a while, probably still do, down in the Grand Springs area. And just letting people kind of, educate them, let them know this is how parvo is spread. This is why it is important to get your animals vaccinated. So we have a lot more flexibility now. We could probably dedicate an entire page just to animal control. So whatever ideas you guys want to throw in, let's make it happen.
Yes,
Yeah,
just
Vicky, I would say that you could dedicate an entire novel to the
That's
animal
true.
control issue.
That's true.
okay. So if you guys have any, any suggestions, if you guys want to write an article, just let us know, and it can be anything related to animal control. The next item is going to be the animal control facility update. ACO Maldonado, do you want to say anything? You have any updates?
Updates to the facility itself, or
Or just
updates
anything
that-
that's going on in the facility, because we haven't had a meeting or a rundown on what animals you have or what's going on.
Well, we're full at the moment, so we have animals. I don't see it going down anytime soon. We're always gonna get animals, but I am trying to get rescues to help me out and stuff like that. It's not easy, but I work with what I can. No major improvements to the facility itself. It's been the same way. I don't think everybody's been there, but I mean, it's the exact same when we got it, except for like the water and electricity that's ran through it now. But I wish we got a new canopy. That'd be great. The canopy we had, the snow took it down, and it's all ripped up now. So
Yeah, I know. So one of the things that I know that Chris is struggling with is in custody right now are 4 animals that are related to animal cruelty cases. Those cases are not prosecuted out of our city. They are prosecuted through the Bexar County District Attorney's Office. My experience with the DA's office, it's a full year before warrants are issued or anything happens. I've asked the marshal to go back to the DA's office and ask them, what options do we have available for those dogs specifically? Because we cannot afford to house them for a full year. It takes up half our kennel space. So I'm waiting on an answer back on that. Those could very well be ideal fosters, or depending on what the DA's office says, if there are property now to handle going forward, then perhaps we could get them ready for a rescue or a transport. And I'll let Chris talk a little bit about the transporters or transporter that he's been using. And I think we have 3 moving out this week, Chris, is that correct?
that's right. We picked up some dogs off of Lost Hills, and they were quick to claim them. They wanted them, and I decided to let them go because the owner, well, I don't want to say owner because people like to say it's not their dog, but we all know it's their dog. Did not come forward stating it was his dog, so I made the assumption to let them go. We did pick them up from his house. They were always spotted at his house, so I mean, that's kind of one of those things that I have to make the decision of. And, I made a decision to get rid of those dogs. So they are getting removed this Thursday. I have to go meet somebody at 5 a.m. tomorrow to get them spayed and neutered. And then Thursday they're leaving out of here.
And are they going to Canada again, or do you know?
Yeah, they're going to Canada.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And that was one of the challenges with the
Can I,
transporters, is that some of them require that the animal be outside of a animal control facility for a period of time. I don't know, Chris can probably talk to why that is. I suspect it has to do with socializing and also limiting exposure to any illnesses or disease or anything is kind of what I'm thinking, but I'll let Chris address that.
So the reason behind them going to fosters and the reason why the rescues like that is because a foster will tell you whether that dog likes to go in and out, whether they're like an inside dog, if they like cats, if they like different people coming around, if not, just giving them overall temperament on that dog, if they get along with other dogs. That's a big one. If they're aggressive, possessive, they like to see things like that. And if somebody can tell them beforehand, it helps them greatly. So that's why they like to get them fostered out before they receive those dogs.
Okay.
excuse me, can I, Chris, the animal cruelty cases, those poor dogs have recovered? Are they sociable animals or no?
Yes, they're all beautiful dogs. We did fatten them up, so they're doing really good. Some of them got over their fear of us because they were a little skittish when we first got them, but they're running around, they're doing their thing, and they're way better than when we first got them.
So if the animals have recovered, it seems to me that, you and Priscilla maybe will have to give testimony in court. And I know you have pictures and video evidence. I would think the DA would allow us to release those dogs for adoption.
Well, the one thing that we don't want to do, that's why we're waiting on a definitive answer from the DA's office. We do not want to jeopardize the case in any way. And until they give us definitive direction, we really can't do anything. But the documentation, you are correct, that has all been done.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I try to follow up on that because, it's kind of ridiculous to keep fat, healthy dogs in the facility when they could be going to a much better home. That's just my personal opinion.
Chris, do me a favor, when you see Marshall in the morning, ask him for an update on that because I may not talk to him until tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
I mean, criminals get out on bail. Surely the dogs ought to be able to.
And then, Chris, item B has to do with you as well. Do you need any volunteers to help with bedding or anything else in the facility?
You say vetting or bedding?
Bedding, like the thing, the bed they sleep on.
Oh, the only thing with the bedding we have now is that they rip through them, they tear them up, and then there's a big hole, so they're useless. If someone has an idea of a good bedding material that they can sleep on that's off the ground, and show me, because what they have now is just, they're just tearing it up, and it's just an awful way of having them.
And then
Do we not have the cots anymore, Chris?
We have cots. That's what I'm saying. The cots will get torn up, probably by the next day or next morning, but eventually they will get torn up. The dogs just, I mean, they're bored, you know, they're gonna chew on something.
So we need Kevlar bedding.
Well, a lot of
Something.
shelters just use the towels and old blankets and get them
Oh, they-
donated.
Well, that we could probably put a call out for people to donate. And to be, so right now we don't have the washer and dryer
That
set
they're
up.
soiled or something.
Yeah, we don't have the washer and dryer set up yet. That'll be coming hopefully. And I think for now, I know Priscilla has tried to rinse, wash, you know, at least rinse it off first. And then she will take it either to the laundromat or to her home and wash them. I know Chris before then was just throwing it away. He's like, you know, we don't have time for that. But maybe that's something that we need is to do a request for old towels and blankets. And somebody, I think it was Ray Lynn, somebody had donated like a quilt, not a quilt, but a bedspread type thing. And of course, that's too big to use, but Ray Lynn took it and cut it down and sewed individual pads out of that.
Right.
So that's another option, you know, if I have found that if we ask the community, there are people who will step up. We just need to ask. They don't know unless we ask.
Mhm.
And then also, Chris, you mentioned that the canopy it got ruined. What type of canopy was it? Was it just like a regular pop-up, fold-up canopy?
It was one of those, not camouflage, but it was one of those military grade canopies.
And Chris, you know what we could do with that? We could cut that and maybe put an edge on it so that it won't unravel, and do shade cloth, you know, shade sails off of that, maybe. I like the way it was set up because it was a nice open area, and they have a runner so that the dogs could be put on the runner if they needed to, or it's a place for them to get out of the sun in the summertime, and it kept that back side of the shelter shaded.
How much is it to replace it?
We bought that for, I want to say $750 from federal surplus. It was not bought for that intended purpose. It was bought to shade the playground in the park, but it became very apparent it was probably not going to work well there. And so we just decided to take it up to the animal control. I mean, I could probably check and see if there's more at federal surplus. They get all kinds of stuff in all the time.
Hmm.
Chris, do you think there's any way to repair it?
If the material is ripped, there's not going to be a way to repair it. It's
Okay.
going to continue to unravel.
Okay.
You can't use the same frame to add a tarp to it.
It's not a frame per se, it's poles. So we did get some good poles out of it.
We might be able to anchor those poles and hang a sailcloth shade out from those.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, was we might be able to reconfigure it in some fashion.
Yeah, the shade sails are relatively inexpensive. It's just getting them mounted to something sturdy enough, and I think maybe that would be a way to utilize those poles, is just buy a rectangular sail shade.
Is it in real bad shape?
It's got, so the way it was set up, it was
Yeah,
already pre-configured, and you know how the poles went up through the top?
Yeah.
That's where it ripped. two or three of the poles collapsed during the storm, and it ripped where the poles connect.
Yeah, I don't think it has a snow load rating.
No, we didn't think about that. I mean, here in South Texas, do we plan for snow? No.
No,
I just wondered if there's any way we could repair it, just sew up the spots.
We can look at it and see, and you know, I think with the right equipment, anything can be repaired, but you're talking fairly sturdy material there. But
Yeah,
let's try to make a plan to go down and take a look at it and just see what we think. We can do that on a Saturday. I wonder. Or during the week, you know, y'all can get with Chris and go down there.
I'm gonna get with him on Wednesday to go down and look at the facility. I haven't been down
Okay.
there.
Okay. So if anybody wants to join you, there you go.
Hey, real quick before I gotta go, Ms. Puente had asked me a question regarding the TNRs for the feral cats. Right now we're skeletonized on that because I mean I was the only one doing it. I was the only one that could do it, and I'm trying to get it to where if the citizen wants to do TNR, they would have to sign out a trap. I would have to get in some kind of coordination with Brooks and have them on a certain list or something like that, and just to make sure that they're on the list and there's no confusion. But what I had done previously was, you know, I'd pick up the cat, let's say on a Friday, not Friday, Thursday evening around 5, hold it till the next morning. That morning around 6, I would drive to Brooks. And then from Brooks, I would, you know, do my daily duties. And then right at 4, maybe 3:30, I would drive back to Brooks and pick up the cat and then deliver it back to the resident, which is stressful on me because usually I'm not thinking about the cat. And they do charge you if you are late or if you do not pick up the animal. So it is a little bit of a sticky situation when I have to work. So that's what I want to do in the future, start getting the person who wants the TNR to actually do it themselves if they really want to. I mean, it is free. So, I mean, I don't think.
Chris, I'm wondering if we could do a voucher type program where, oh, everybody's frozen. It's like I'm in the twilight zone.